I'm a prude because I don't want to fuck next to my friends or in even the same room as my friends, then I guess I'm a prude.
You're right.
Because I just don't want
I don't want to do that. And we don't have to worry about that here.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I always say. You can come over to our place. You don't have to worry about fucking next to me. Welcome to another episode of The Creature podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And you know, when we started this show, certain movies were just a given. Core curriculum that wasn't so much chosen as they were already there waiting for us. A cabinet of curiosities curated by our eclectic tastes over the years and filed away just waiting for us to start this very podcast. And, as with all cabinets, there must be a junk drawer, where the weird ones roll around in the back with lost keys and twist ties and disintegrating rubber bands getting stuck to everything. The gross ones. Their reasons for being there in the first place, all but forgotten, but no less essential. Maybe? Today we're going to be talking about 1986 Chopping Mall, a movie that's been on the list since the beginning. Lindsay, do you know why?
I don't know. I think that I put it on the list because I remembered very much enjoying watching this movie. And I think on my rewatch that I realized I must have just very much enjoyed watching this movie with you.
Okay. You were watching with a friend.
But that's not the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
We spent a lot of our dating history watching crazy movies.
And Chopping Mall is firmly in cult classic territory.
It is.
It's got the Corman connection. Barbara Crampton's here. Dick Miller's here.
Mm-hmm.
So it is in the zeitgeist as a cornerstone of trash. But, and it is very much that. And the main reason why, this is co-written and directed by Jim Wynorski. He was known for making B-movies, exploitation flicks, and most of all, softcore pornography, with such hits as The Da Vinci Coed, The Devil Wears Nada, The House on Hooter Hill, Busty Cops Go Hawaiian, The Hills Have Thighs, Cleavage Field, The Bear Winch Project, The Sharkensaw Women's Prison Massacre, Alabama Jones and the Busty Crusade, and of course, The Witches of Breastwick.
I was going to say that is the title I remember just from like when we used to have cable and I would flip and I was like, The Witches of Breastwick.
That's so funny. And I landed on that one because that is a 2015 erotic parody made off of The Witches of Eastwick, an almost 2-decade-old movie at the time of the creation of it, starring one Stormy Daniels. So there's an incredibly short line from today's movie up to the highest corridors of power in our nation's government. So let's think about that. And the state of our world that we live in.
Okay.
2015, The
Yeah.
Witches of Breastwick. 1 year later, our commander-in-chief just cross lines.
Just as a quick aside, have you guys seen Mean Girls? You've probably seen it.
Yeah,
I
I've
have
seen
not.
Mean Girls. Yes, definitely.
Have you seen all the memes that are going on right now about Elon Musk and Donald Trump? And it's all that scene with Regina George when she comes into her bedroom and she's like, ah! She throws her stuff down and she gets the burn book out and she's like,
No, I
writing-
have not.
Oh,
That is
it
so-
I love that,
It
though.
is all Elon Musk and Donald Trump Mean
I mean,
Girls.
it is a
memes.
mean girl fight, for
Well, that's
sure.
why I said it's so funny. I was going to say, when you came home, like, have you watched the news? The Mean Girls are in a slap fight.
Yes.
And I've never even seen it.
It is exactly that. And it's just Elon putting Donald Trump's picture on the new one where he looks like a fucking ugh. By the way, I had to go to the VA hospital last night and like they always put the picture of the current president up there because it's a
Right.
government
Yeah, yeah.
hospital. God, on the way out as we're leaving there, Donald Trump's stupid fucking face. I just out loud, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I think that's true. But to both sides of it, when I see Biden's face up there, I'm just like, why did we elect a corpse?
Yeah.
He always just looks so
They gave us like
bad.
literally no choice.
I know. So all of this stuff's getting cut. Like all of the like super
That's her decision.
intense politics shit. I mean, I
Oh
think,
no, I don't support Donald Trump. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Yes.
And the next episode will be made posthumously. You'll be like, Jamie died.
I also
Someone
feel like
murdered her in the street.
reading, it's not hard to read between the lines of how I spoke about Stormy Daniels and the highest corridors of power in this
Right.
country. So I just wanted to read that list of great titles that this man. What's also
Those titles
hilarious,
were awesome.
right?
Well, that's what. Okay, so since I've seen that title, it has been stuck in my head because
Right.
I know about the Witches of Eastwick, and then I was like, the Witches of Brestwick, and now I can never think about the Witches of Eastwick without my brain switching it to the Witches of Brestwick.
It's possible for a number of reasons. It's the one that pops up the most with
Because of
him
Stormy
because
Daniels?
there is a documentary about this filmmaker, and it was filmed during the filming of The Witches of Brestwick, and also maybe the Stormy Daniels connection
Yeah,
made
it's
it
just
more into
around
the
a lot.
It says
zeitgeist.
Papadopoulos came out in 2009, and it's on Plex. We could watch it.
I watched The Witches of Brestwick on Plex last night. I scrubbed through it and it was like, Lindsay's going to come and be like, you're just sitting back here watching
just
porn
watching
right now?
Come on, we're all adults. We've at some point in our adult history
Also,
watched
was it
softcore
any
porn.
No.
Was there-
God, no. It's hilarious.
Did it follow the Witches of Eastwick?
Oh,
I'm
plot?
literally scrubbing through it, just
Did you
looking for
watch
tits.
Witches of Eastwick?
I'm
Is
just
my next question. I
That's a George Miller movie. Of course I've seen that.
love that movie.
Like, George Miller did Babe, Pig in the City, The Witches of Eastwick, and Mad Max Fury Road.
No, of course.
And Happy Feet. What a career.
Right.
He just following his passions. He's like, whatever I like. Boy,
Now I wanna watch
think,
that movie.
I think there is something. There is possibly a podcast in someone who watches the porn parody versions of actual movies and does like a compare and contrast of like.
So it's really just like topless women in G-strings, like rubbing and licking their own lips and rubbing
And they're just
shirtless
like
dudes.
witches.
They're witches. I literally was in it for like 2.5 minutes scrubbing through and I was like, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah.
This is
That's not
You
any
know what
good.
I like? I would like someone to direct a porn like they're trying to win an Oscar.
sure.
That would be much
I mean,
better. Yeah.
I can actually talk about the time around David Cronenberg's Rabid where he hired, I'm going to not get her name right now, his star came off of pornography and trying to elevate it. There was a time in this country where people would go as couples to movie theaters to see things like Deep Throat and Behind the Green Door. There was just this little moment where it was like classy and cosmopolitan to sit down in a movie theater and watch porn with your wife and other couples. People got horny, and then the like Christian right, the like, what about the kids? People were all like, we got to bring prudism back to America.
Pretty
We need
easy
to-
solution to what about the kids? Don't take your kid to
Don't
the
take-
porn
to
movie.
the porn movie. Yeah, and like the wave of prudism came back over us, which fucks us all up more and more.
It does. So I remember when I was like old enough to go into the movie theater by myself. And I remember my father going with John to a movie, and he let me go see Jerry Maguire by myself.
Oh yeah,
And that
had
movie-
that fucking scene.
Right in the beginning, and I felt like, because my dad was the kind of person who always like put his hand over my face during a sex scene, if in a movie.
So annoying.
Yeah, it was so fucking annoying. And this is the first time I was like able to watch the whole thing without interference. And
That's a
so
hot
probably
little
like
scene.
15 or something when that movie
Because
came
they're
out.
both
I don't know, when did that
naked,
movie come out?
he's fucking her against the
Yeah.
wall,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
they're
and it
just
wasn't-
they
yeah.
cut to Afterglow where they're naked, just like eating strawberry or
yeah.
like eating at a table together.
Yeah,
it's pretty
like
hot.
Kitchen Island or something. Yeah, I don't remember, but that was like a big point for me of like, oh, I finally got to like experience this without interference from my parents.
Yeah.
You know,
But you
that
know-
wasn't in a book because I
Wait.
read so many books.
You
and
know
they
what
didn't
you still
censor that.
didn't see? You still didn't see a dick.
That's true.
Dicks are hard.
Dicks
to
are really
get,
hard. They
guys.
didn't
I'm
start
just
happening until the
telling ya.
2000s. They just didn't.
Jamie, if you need, I could point you to many resources where you can see dicks.
I'm pretty sure you live with a dick.
I've seen them now, but how are curious girls growing up ever gonna? Because boys are just like titties, 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 bush, bush,
I mean,
bush,
lots
bush.
of titties.
How are they supposed to know what to expect?
We didn't. Okay, I'm
True.
not. Okay.
You're right. Because you know what, like the difference between a circumcised penis and an uncircumcised penis. Like,
Yeah, see, I've never seen an uncircumcised penis.
me neither.
But to be
See?
fair,
I've seen illustrations.
guys didn't know what to do with a vagina when they finally got down to it. It's
Yeah,
not like we're seeing like spread eagle shit. You're seeing a little tiny like I don't they're there, right? I know the general direction.
I
my
love
God.
that my first argument was like, don't take your kids to the porn theater. And then I'm like, what about the kids who need to know what
Yeah,
the
you're the
dick
one who's
look
like, we need our kids to see hardcore, full on penetration.
Not hardcore.
So,
not
No, it's
like-
only science. It's only for science.
I'm not talking about like
Jesus Christ.
toddlers.
To bring this back a little bit, what's also funny about this director is he has directed a series of kids movies.
Right.
One of which is called like Munchie or something like that. It's the first movie Jennifer Love Hewitt was in.
Oh, wow.
he-
Like way back in the days of, what was the TV show that she was in? Kids Incorporated.
Yeah. Oh, I remember Kids Incorporated. So yeah,
remember
like
that one.
Yeah, you might be too young for Kids
this
Incorporated.
creep was allowed to do all kinds of stuff, and he's still doing stuff today. So, Lindsay, I guess that was a longer journey than I was expecting. Let's talk about Shopping Mall.
Okay,
And
so
porn.
This
just-
has
we'll
way
s-
less
We'll sprinkle it throughout.
sex
I mean,
than
it has a
remember.
lot of sex in it, but it doesn't like show it to us.
No, it's very weird.
Yeah, it's a very weird movie. Okay, so we start with a jewelry heist in a mall, and then there's.
I mean, it's a single guy breaking
Yeah.
a glass window and pulling out a bunch of pearl
Yeah.
necklaces.
It's pretty simple. So then we're with some weird Johnny Five robot security guys.
Okay.
Right?
Why are you? These are the main people
I
in
know.
the movie.
I know.
Okay, so
So then we say, then there's like, stop right there. And then this guy's like, hell you say, and runs off. But it turns
Jesus
out
Christ.
to be a like promotional video.
right.
Yeah.
So let me do this a little bit, a little smoother. A guy
Had 5
breaks.
drinks at this point.
A guy breaks into
Must be
a
nice.
jewelry store at the mall, steals a bunch of stuff, and is confronted by a robot sentry that
It looks like Johnny Five.
short circuits Johnny 5 with a RoboCop helmet on.
Yes.
So
RoboCop
it has like
helmet. Yes,
the
with a
red
big
like
laser.
slit across.
Yeah.
This movie came out before either one of those movies.
Okay.
So it's it actually isn't stealing designs from
No,
it. So,
it's
but,
not.
But it is a very Johnny 5 tank tread
Yep.
base, and it goes up to this like
It is very RoboCop.
the RoboCop
Yeah.
visor type thing that is red like glass across the band.
Mm-hmm.
The punk tries to say "fuck you, get away from me," and the robot shoots like a taser
Yes.
at the guy, electrocutes him, and it turns out it goes the end.
The end.
And I'm
then
like,
it says a
and
secure
at that point last
production.
night, I said, "God, I wish." But it turns out this is a promotional video in the middle of a mall.
With
that-
like all the bigwigs of the mall.
yeah, it seems like all the shop owners of the mall are being presented with,
The Protector 101 series robot.
yes, a young woman introduces a guy who looks like Huey Lewis. His name is Paul Kufos, the actor is, and he's the head of technology at Securetronics Unlimited. His name is Dr. Stan Simon, and he introduces three of these robots called the Protector 101. And they will begin their patrol of this very mall 1 week from the night.
Yeah.
And he's opening it up to the vendors of the mall to questions and concerns.
Right, and so he tells these people that it shoots sleep darts,
Shoot sleep darts.
which looks like a taser dart, and that absolutely nothing can go wrong.
Right. So the people have several concerns. I'm not going to bring up, there's a catty couple. sitting
Yeah.
there.
Oh, is that what I wrote? I wrote the Caddy Watchers. I
Yeah.
don't know what my note meant, so I skipped it.
It's very skippable. It's very strange. These are the two actors that are picking up the same characters they played in Eating Raoul.
Is that a porno?
It is not. It is a dark comedy. It could be a porno. It ends up being
You wouldn't even have to change the name.
spoiler. It ends up being a cannibal thing at the end. But
Okay.
I don't know why they're here doing this, but they're both very much like the red eyes on the robots remind me of your mother. And they're being just catty bitches back and forth to each other. It's an inside
I
joke.
vaguely
that-
remember this.
And then some of the vendors are like, they seem very violent. And they're like, no, they're not violent at all. They only detain
Yeah.
and then communicate to the police for the police to come
Right.
here.
That's what they're supposed to be doing, yes.
There's a couple rules set up for the movie. They're not
supposed to enter any stores.
they're not entering stores. They're just doing the corridor,
Yeah.
the main like thoroughfare of the mall.
Yeah.
And almost all of this is a moot point because we've also installed these Star Trek-esque sliding metal
Yeah.
doors on all of the exits and entrances to the mall, so no one can get in here anyway.
Yeah.
So
It's like
that's
blast doors,
So then he
basically.
says, "So don't worry, absolutely nothing can go wrong."
Mm-hmm.
Title card: Shopping Mall.
Yeah. So then mall stuff happens. Basically, we flash around the mall.
Yeah, it's a fun little montage. It's got like a kid is like just holding his ice cream in an elevator, and a whole bunch of adults get in there and smash him up against the back of it. It's so 80s. There's a Bart Simpson like kids skateboarding through the mall, weaving in between a parade of bikini-clad
Right,
beauty
with
pageants.
beauty pageant sashes on.
And those sashes all have advertisements for them all.
Yeah.
They're all like 2-for-1 sale and bring your kids and things like that.
Stupid.
And this montage it's very tongue-in-cheek.
It takes a while, but it leads us to a diner
It
in the
ends
mall.
at a soup, salad, and sandwich place.
Right, okay.
Which is decorated only in Roger and Julie Corman movie posters.
Yes, it is decorated movie posters.
Which is the weirdest decoration
weird
for just
for a
like
mall diner,
a
yeah.
mall diner.
Yeah, it's weird.
But of course, that's where I looked at the credits and was like, oh, this is produced by Julie Corman. So
Right.
obviously these are her movies.
Sure.
They
And
have-
so this is where we get introduced to Susie and Allison.
Yeah,
they are waitresses at the diner, basically giving like pizza and salads to people. And then there's this nasty chef.
Yeah, so
And
gross.
he keeps like cleaning a rubber spatula on his chest. Like he's got Dijon mustard on it constantly and just
He's
like wiping it on his
literally painting his own chest as if
But
his...
like he's using that spatula on people's sandwiches.
Yeah, and he's smoking simultaneously.
Yeah, it's so gross.
So Allison is played by Kelly Maroney. She's Cindy in Fast Times at Ridgemont High for most people, but for me, she's the little sister in Night of the Comet.
Okay.
The cheerleader. Okay, Night of the Comet's bigger for me. And Susie is played by Barbara Crampton,
Which we know who Barbara Crampton is.
she's going to come up again and again. She's in everything back then from Beyond and Puppet Master to more recently Lords of Salem and Suitable Flesh.
Porn.
She's
No.
No.
B horror. I guess Suitable Flesh does kind of sound like a porn movie.
and it's not trying to. It's leaning into.
Michael, we
that.
watched like 30 minutes of that movie and turned it off.
Yeah, but it's trying to be like a glossy Vaseline on the screen romance.
Sure,
type
it
thing.
was, yeah.
It's supposed to be trying to be sexy.
Yeah.
So bad porn.
Well, it's Joe Lynch trying to mix sexiness with Lovecraft, and
Yeah.
that is just a hard.
It didn't work.
Hard soup to make.
It did not
It
work.
didn't work for me.
No. Yeah. So, anyways, that night we're in a security room and there's lightning and a storm is coming and an alarm goes off. Security guy is looking at a nudie magazine pullout and
I'm
the
forbidding you.
mid-robot looks at his friend in disdain and then smashes through the pinup to murder the guard.
Okay, so I'm not sure you can go out with the girls and then do the movie.
No brunch before the movie.
maybe not. So there is a big security room for this mall that's basically the main station for these robots. The
Right,
three
it's like a
robots
command station.
are parked in the mall, and there's a guy at the monitors and at the buttons and everything. Lightning is crashing all around the mall, and I'm gonna real quick just go. The exterior of this mall is the Beverly Hills giant mall there, but they couldn't have.
Oh, like the Galleria or whatever? Okay.
What is it called? We're going to take a moment here and do a little song while we talk about the mall. The song ran out already.
I can loop it.
Here we go.
Post.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, loop the song. That'd be so
And,
good.
and if you could put a beat under it. So the exterior of the mall is the Beverly Center.
Okay.
It is like the biggest like 5-story mall in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And they couldn't film there because they're like, you're not filming your shitty horror movie here.
Right.
So the interior is all in the Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Okay.
This is Fast Times at Ridgemont High was inside of here, and Commando was inside here
Okay.
when Arnold Schwarzenegger jumps off the 3rd-story thing to save Alyssa Milano, his
Got
daughter.
it.
So this mall has been used quite a bit.
Got it.
So all around the mall, lightning's crashing. It's clearly fucking up the electronics. The robots get sentient, but
Yeah, but like there was no moment to show like how the lightning immediately made these
no,
robots
it's
sentient.
it's a bad
like
movie.
it's like there's no like Back to the Future moment where the lightning goes down the wires.
Or
and-
short circuit. Short circuit.
Yes,
he
or
becomes
short-
sentient
you're right.
because lightning strikes
You're
him.
right, yes. But it didn't happen. It just like was, oh, there's lightning, and then suddenly these robots
This-
are murdering people.
This movie is walking so short circuit can run.
Yes, you are probably correct there. I would agree with you.
So the robot basically behind the security guy's back is kind of like getting red-eyed and looking at his...
He is. He's like looking in disdain at his crew members. This dumbass who's looking at porn on his magazine. I feel like that was what.
And he
It's like,
pulls...
really, man?
The security guy looks at a centerfold, and the robot shoots one of his little like clampy arms through
the magazine.
the magazine into the guy's neck and kills him.
Yes. Yes, so that guy's dead. And then we're at a home goods store, which is actually, I wrote home goods, but I think it's a furniture store, maybe?
It's called Furniture King.
Okay. And salesmen are planning a party that includes beer and clean sheets.
Right. This is gross and weird. So
there's 3 of them.
We have introduced these 3 characters. We've got the nervous guy, Ferdy, who is like, I don't know if we should have a party, guys.
His dad owns the store.
His uncle owns the
Sorry, uncle owns the store.
So he's like, if we mess up the mall, my uncle's going to be mad. There's rational Greg, who is like, come on, everything's going to be fine. No big deal. And then there's the idiot asshole Mike, who looks like a cross between Tom Cruise and Frankenstein's monster.
Mike
he just
sounds like an asshole.
He just has this, he's chomping gum the whole time. And
he
just got this big Tom Cruise like smile on his face. And yet his head goes straight up into this like 80s mop.
Bouffant.
So it looks, he's the asshole. So they're all saying this party's happening.
Right.
And at this point in the movie, you're thinking they're just going to a party.
Yeah.
There's no indication that it's going to be in this fucking mall, because why would it be?
Well, they also talk about how Rick and Linda are going to be here. And
Yeah, so we're leading up to 8 characters, 4 different couples. Ferdy is going to meet Allison tonight. They are being matched up.
Right.
The idea is that these are teenagers. Everyone here is 25 at least.
Minimum.
But they keep talking about my dad's going to kill me. My uncle will be mad. So the girls are talking like to their dads, saying that they're spending the night at other places. So the idea is that they're young, and without a party house to go to, I guess the only thing they have left is this mall. That's the work that I'm doing for this movie to make it make some amount of sense.
So from that little like planning the party scene, we flash to Linda and Rick. They're like outside jumping some guy's car.
They're jumping their own truck.
Oh, their own. Oh, sorry.
So
Rick is a mechanic.
They're both mechanics.
They're both mechanics.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's the whole point of this scene.
Progressive.
Is that these are the married friends who are coming to the mall.
Yes.
Their truck has broken down. Rick is...
So they're not like too teenagery if they have married friends.
Yes, I know.
Maybe they're 20. Maybe they're in college.
Maybe they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
That's why they're not working at the mall. They're coming into it for the party. They talk about how weird it is to have a party at the mall. So they're clearly...
And Rick clearly doesn't want to come.
No. So the setup is their truck is broken down. It's a work truck. It's like their thing on the side of it. And Rick has tried to get it to start. And Linda's like, my turn. And she gets it done on the first try.
Right.
And he's like, God damn it. And he's very obviously like emasculated a little bit. And he gets in the truck and she's like, always the first try with you. And she's like, look, I don't want to make you feel bad. But he's like, no. We dealt with that for better or for worse.
Oh, sure.
And then they talk about how weird it is going to the mall. And he's just like, it's our friends. We're doing it. And he's like, it should have been for better or for weird. And they have a kiss. They're the sweet couple.
They are the sweet couple.
And they're the...
And it feels like that it should have been a lot... They had this base set up of like, oh, these are going to be our people who are like mechanically inclined. And they're going to be the ones who save the day. And they failed us.
Literally no aspect of this that is
like
about...
why? What does it matter that they're mechanics? What does it matter that she's better than him? What does it matter for the story? Any of the things that just set up?
at this point am not poo-pooing any characterization of characters. Okay. The fact that they have a little moment of like real stuff in a real relationship is good.
She has to like pull out her white lingerie to convince him to go to this party too.
It's light blue.
No, it's not. It's white.
Okay, well, it's like a light. It's like
it's
I don't know why we're talking about
it's
this.
White.
Yes, she then woos him to go to this weird sex mall party.
Yeah.
So they go.
Yes, they go.
See, she has layers. She can fix a car, and she could also be sexy. What's wrong with that?
Progressive. This is a feminist film.
It's basically a feminist film.
I guess so. Okay, so we're back at the mall, and we're back at the security room. And
Right.
some other guy comes in to the security room, and the original guy's just missing. The guy who was killed by the robot is
apparently
just missing.
the robots are where they should be, but the body is gone.
Yeah, and then there's like half a donut on the dashboard, and this guy just walks in and eats his donut.
He's a real piggy boy.
Yeah. Ooh.
He was late because he was at the barbecue pit, and it was like open season, so he had to stay and stuff his face, is what he said.
Yeah, but he's talking to no one. And then the robots are sitting there behind his back still, and then they are like, I wrote that they're plotting his demise behind his back. I guess they're making facial expressions that...
Oh, not facial expressions. They just turn their heads to their quote-unquote heads to each other and flash red across their eye bar.
So now we're at the furniture store party. So we have all of the couples are there. The 4 couples are there.
Yeah.
And there's
we
lots
cut
of making
to
out.
A bunch of paps being opened up.
Yes.
The couples are all dancing. And when we say
And this is where Ferdy meets Allison.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we say furniture store, we have to be a little clear here. This is the size of like a cell phone store in a
It's
mall.
not the size of a cell phone store. It's a bit bigger than that.
I don't know. It's not big. Later on in the movie,
It's like a clothing store, but not like too big. Yeah.
but it's not like a Target in a mall.
No, it's
At
not
all.
that big. No.
And what's weird is we kind of get to that space later on. It's small enough that everyone's fucking right next to each other.
Yeah, no, it's the size of like a Lane Bryant or Abercrombie and Finch, but with like beds everywhere.
I was trying to like set the scene of how
It's not that big.
This
but
isn't like
it's
a
big enough.
Dillard's or a J.C. Penney's.
No, it's not department store size.
It's a smaller little guy that is filled with like staged stuff, like an IKEA thing, where it's like staged for what it would look like in your own home.
So I always wonder, am I a prude? Because I always get so creeped out
This is creepy.
when people are like in a party and everybody's just like, not just like a little bit kissing, but like full on making out, and they're like getting undressed and they're just in the space with everybody else. And I
No,
was like,
we
is
will-
everybody just cool with this?
We will
No.
get how fucked up this is in a second here. It is. These people could smell each other. Let me
Blah.
just put it that way.
It's so gross, Michael.
I was like, did they, from the onset, did they tell people it was an orgy? Or are they just
in
like,
80s movies where
they're
they would
like-
have sex and make out in front of each other?
they're like, it's a regular party. That's what people do.
I think this is one of the reasons it's a cult movie is this is a famously bizarre setup.
Right.
Nobody would do this. No group of friends would just be like, we're dancing and we're partying, and then we're just going to go, I'm going to be on this couch and we're going to be on this bed and I can see you. We could both see each other. They're in each other's eye lines the whole time.
Right.
Did you watch all of Righteous Gemstones?
Yes.
Yes.
And you know,
How did you feel about all the dicks there?
great.
Those are prosthetics.
Yeah, and it's let's see real day.
I'm all for it.
Anytime Keith like would backslide and he went to that like club or whatever, and people were always just like doing it on every surface.
Okay. Apparently.
It's an earlier season, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what always this makes me think of, because I'm like, and people just come to the club and they party and they're like, oh, that's
Let me just say,
Tracy and Brad are just fucking right. I was just talking to them earlier about this great hummus recipe, and now they're just sitting 2 inches from me on the couch fucking, and I'm just still dancing to this song and be like, what?
let me just say, if I'm a prude because I don't want to fuck next to my friends or in even the same room as my friends, then I guess I'm a prude.
You're right.
Because I just don't want.
I don't want to do that. And we don't have to worry about that here.
No.
That's what I always say. You could come over to our place. You don't have to worry about fucking next to you.
Okay, so unfortunately, my next note is high, high, high.
Is what?
High, high, high. Was there a high moment there?
I love this because this is like Decipher Lindsay's notes.
This is a real search and destroy through my notes as well.
It's okay. I obviously took the note thinking that it was memorable enough that I would remember what I was taking
So
a note
let's see.
for.
The camera's pushing through these couples making out. Ferdy and Allison are meeting, and everyone has too many teeth. I said.
Do they go back and forth and say hi, hi, hi? Maybe that
They
was
do.
it.
Probably.
That was
They
it.
do that.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually a cute little moment where the two nervous ones are like meekly saying hi to each other, and the couple who's setting them up are imitating them and going
yeah,
hi, and then they kind of get into it and then go hi,
Yeah.
and then they start making out,
yeah.
which is making these poor new kids who've just met each other obviously uncomfortable
Yeah.
because the expectation of these wackadoo orgy lovers,
They're like, walk in, meet this guy, make out immediately.
right,
Yeah.
which they don't. So we're going to cut to, okay, so the robots now begin patrol.
Yes, the protector's
there
going
is-
online. Yeah.
They're from here on out. There's robots 1, 2, and 3. They're each on different levels. Level 1, 2, and 3. They each have their own level at this point.
Right. And then all the couples have now gravitated towards beds and are
So now
literally having sex.
we're cutting back to the Furniture King, the
Yeah.
house where royal values rule. I think that's wrong. They're all making out.
All of them are in beds.
They're all in bed, fucking. In fact.
Yeah, beds fucking. We see a little scene where the married couple, like, she puts on her lingerie and they have their little sexy time. And then we see the other kids just, like, flat out, they're fucking in beds.
Right,
All
so-
of them in a circle.
So
See each other.
what's a very fun thing is that Greg and Barbara Crampton's character, Susie.
Susie.
Greg is like, you smell like pepperoni. And she's like, ugh. And he's like, no, I like pepperoni. And she goes, in that case, and takes off her shirt, shows her tits, and goes back to fuck him. And I'm like, this is the quality dialogue we have to look forward to. So as we're moving back through all of that, Leslie and Mike are also in bed. Leslie doesn't allow cunnilingus, which is very strange. Mike's trying to go down on her, and she's like, I don't allow that.
Maybe Mike's bad at it. I wouldn't allow it if you were bad at it.
That felt...
Yep.
That felt
too much information.
dangerously close to being in the room.
Seven things to say. We are dangerously close to being part of a shopping mall problem right now.
Hey guys, I'm here too.
So as we're playing through all of this scintillating dialogue, we see Ferdy and Allison are just sitting next to each other on a couch watching Attack of the
Western or something?
No, they're watching Attack of the Crab Monster. What Western are you watching where a giant crab comes out of the water, Lindsay? I am really questioning your dedication to sparkle motion right now.
I was very inebriated when I was watching this movie.
So Attack of the Crab Monsters is in the old Roger Corman movie, so of course they're watching that. And this is a sweet moment that is interrupted by Leslie coming off screen.
Yeah. Oh God, you're a king.
Yeah.
I wrote that
And I'm just like,
You're sure this isn't porn?
no, we're not sure.
I'm sure.
We're reviewing a porn right now.
I just don't know if it's better. It's not. I don't know what this is, but it's.
You just Google is chopping mall a porn.
No, we don't actually see much.
You don't see much. You just see boobs, and we're going to talk about boobs in a minute. And now Ferdy and Allison
start making out.
are like, Allison decides to be like, okay, maybe this is turning me on a little bit, and she starts kissing Ferdy.
Yeah.
And we cut to outside of the furniture shop to Dick Miller.
And I wrote, what the fuck is Dick Miller doing here?
Roger and Julie Corman touched it, so Dick Miller is here.
And then I wrote, grossest mop water ever.
He's mopping the floor
cement.
with something that looks like gray sludge.
It's just disgusting.
It
looks like cement water.
And it has corn all over it.
Ugh.
There's corn everywhere.
He's just, ugh. It's
So,
just so gross.
He's disgruntled and he's haggard, and a couple of his colleagues walk by and say, you better finish that up fast. You don't want to get locked in here again. So the idea is the shops close, and then there's a couple hours for custodians to do their stuff, and that's when the blast doors close on this thing and the robots come out. So these kids obviously aren't supposed to be here anymore.
No.
And Dick Miller is doing some last minute cleanup before the lockdown.
Right.
And as his two colleagues go away, he's grumbling to himself. A robot rolls up to him and asks him for his badge.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, you and I were just workers. We're the same. And he shows him the badge, and the robot doesn't take the badge. Yeah, we didn't say that earlier, that they all have badges that are supposed to be able to
it has big barcodes on it.
Yeah, be read by these things to be like, you're okay to be in here. It doesn't read it, and electrocutes Dick Miller in his own mop water with a taser.
And then he says, have a nice day.
And then it goes, thank you, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Which is such a RoboCop thing that you think they stole it from RoboCop.
But it's the other way around.
I don't know if it's stolen, but it's definitely the other way around.
I love that the robots have a soundtrack everywhere they go.
I didn't notice, but
Okay.
it's probably like a when they roll up, it's like a dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun. Yeah.
Something.
So as Dick Miller lays on the ground smoking in his electrocuted death, we hear smoking's bad for your health. And what we're cutting back to is Mike and Leslie sitting in bed. Leslie desperately needs cigarettes.
She does. She needs cigarettes, and she flashes her boobs to convince Mike to go get her cigarettes.
Yeah. Mike thinks there's some Camels nearby, and she's like, no, I only smoke Virgin Lights.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid as fuck. And she says there's...
Well, something that a young person would say.
It's Virginia Slims is
I
what
know.
they're trying to evoke.
But they-
Yeah.
A cigarette called Virgin Lights is really dumb. And just goes to this director's liking to play on words with sex shit and whatever.
Sure.
So there's a vending machine outside of the store, and she convinces him to go get them by flashing her boobs. And my note here just says, fake boobs look like they hurt.
They
Can we
definitely
talk about
fake.
that?
Because your nipples get bigger.
Yeah,
Or the
I don't-
areolas get bigger, and it just looks like a ball that is stuck there.
So let's talk about fake boobs.
It does.
Okay, so I only say this because she's flashing her boobs at him. She's laying in bed, just pulls down the blankets, and there they are. And she kind of does this to push them together, and it just looks like she's moving these like hard things underneath her flesh together.
And to be fair, it is the 80s. It's 40 years ago. It could
the
be
technology definitely has improved.
better technology now. Yeah, it could be just be a hard ball in there.
They
Who
do
knows?
always like when you see people have gotten like really huge, like circus level huge. Those things look like 2 basketballs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you okay?
And I've
That
got no
must
problem.
hurt.
There's 100 reasons to get breast enlargements and reductions and all of that stuff. I'm just looking at the movie and going, those look painful.
Well, there's that. I'm sure there's more than one, but there's that lady who picks up her boob and uses it to like smash watermelons.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I
was
think
that
I've
real?
seen that. And they're real boobs, right? Like,
Yeah,
she's
they're-
just as
'cause
naturally.
hers are, like,
These are
super
heavy.
endowed.
They're
And
like,
Jamie and I are both well endowed. They are fucking heavy.
yeah. But this lady was like, she lifted up and just like, I think she went on like America's Got Talent or something like that. Obviously, she was clothed when she did
Yeah.
it, but not wearing a bra because you can't
Yeah.
move them around like you need to for smashing things. Not that I know from
I mean, yeah. Let's not speak
What
out
I
of
do-
school here, Jane.
what I do in my
What have you
spare
smashed
time.
lately?
Is what I do in my spare time is none of your business.
So Mike goes down to the
And then I wrote,
cigarette
God,
vending
his
machine.
gum chewing is so awful.
He's just chomping gum this whole time.
Oh.
He goes down to this old school cigarette vending machine, and I love it. I love those old guys with the little
Yes.
diamond patterns on the front.
Yes. And you
And
have
like
the
the
little
little
pull. Yeah, the pull
Yeah.
knob to get it.
I
When
love
I
it.
was little, I liked playing with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, you're just like,
My dad's parts department had a cigarette vending machine in it, even though it wasn't there for the public. It was just like they had the chips one, the drinks one, and then
Yeah.
they had a cigarette. So anyway, Mike, during the acquiring of these cigarettes, gets approached by a robot.
Correct, and
Mike has a badge on him, though.
And he shows it to the robot, but the robot attacks him anyways.
Yes.
And
I love this where Mike is just like, you fucking robot. And he shows the badge to it and he goes, Klaatu Burrata Niktu, okay? Have any idea what that was?
No.
Okay, so it's the best line in this movie. It is the password that you had to say to the giant robot, protector robot Gort, in the day the Earth stood still.
Okay.
It's kind of one of the
Very
best.
nerdy thing
It's
I do.
kind of one of the most classic sci-fi American movies of all time.
Oh, I hear you.
It remade with Keanu Reeves, and also then was the way to get the Necronomicon off the platform in Army of Darkness.
Okay.
So it is in the culture.
Okay.
And I love that this kid is like, shut the fuck up, robot. He's saying the passcode to the robot.
Right, but it
doesn't
kills
work,
him anyways.
and it kills him anyway. Mike seemingly is sleep darted.
He is, but his neck has been ripped open, and it looks really
Well,
bad.
we don't know that yet.
Oh, okay. Well, so my notes literally go Playboy panties ? And then Mike's neck has been ripped open.
Yeah. So if we're going by your notes,
if we just went by your notes, we could have this whole thing done
We're
in
done.
15 minutes.
we should be done by now.
I feel like while I was watching this movie, I'm like, oh, I just need notes to remind me of things to say.
How's that working out for us?
Not well.
That's not really working out. So Mike seems to be sleep darted. We cut to Leslie, and she's going to find him. Now, the camera is only watching her ass as she's walking down the hallways here. We do a little cut back and forth, but Leslie ends up finding the body and is not sleep darted. His neck has been slashed open, and it squirts on her.
Ugh.
She's chased by a robot at this point, and she's chased back to... The robot's now shooting pink
laser
lasers
bolts.
out of its eyes.
It is shooting
it's
pink lasers at her.
hitting her here and there, and she stops right outside of the Furniture King's stop.
And then her head explodes.
And the laser hits her head, and it explodes like a
Explodes.
watermelon, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It is. Up to now, there wasn't this kind of special effect, and
Yeah.
it's just gory and stupid and...
Yeah, and somehow all of the others are actually stopping what they're doing and to watch this
Right.
scene happen. So they see all the blood flash on the glass.
They watch a robot kill their friend.
Yes.
So
And
now...
then he says, "Thank you. Have a nice day."
Oh, after every kill, it's thank you, have a nice day. So the kids are now panicking. They run deeper into the store, and 2 robots are coming and go through the front of the store to...
Yeah, well, they break into the store, which they're not supposed to be able to do.
Right. So obviously we're showing that these robots are not following any rules now. And this is a fun little moment where the kids are like slow motion jumping over beds and into tables.
So they all scatter.
The robots are shooting their lasers. They're color coded. So 2 has blue lasers, 1 has pink.
Right.
And
Are they boys and girls?
Yes.
no, well, 3 will have green. So
Maybe that was trans.
we haven't met 3
God
yet.
only knows.
Pillows are exploding and
Alien is an
TVs
alien.
are shattering and sparks are everywhere. They spent a lot of their budget on blowing up this store. And
So then all
they
of a
make it
sudden-
into a back room of
They
the
make it
store.
to a back room, and then we see a scene where all of the blast doors are shut.
Right.
Now they are locked in.
Yeah, once in the back
Officially.
room, they're like, okay, we've been here too long. Earlier in the movie, Ferdy has been constantly telling Allison, we
need to leave.
I need to take you home. This whole thing's going to lock down in like a half hour. And now they're too late.
They're too late.
They're locked in the mall until these blast doors open up at 6 a.m.
Right. So these kids are in the back room. The blast doors are closed. They need to figure out how to get out of here. So they decide to take the air ducts to the parking level. Right. And they're going to send the girls up in the air ducts. Just the girls.
Well, I mean, that's what inevitably happens. I think they were all going to go, but they pushed
okay.
the 3 girls up first, and that's when the robots come in, and the boys are like, fuck, and they have to run.
Right. The robots put blast gel on the doors and then blow them up before the boys can escape.
What wasn't
Only the
apparently
girls.
in the first presentation is that these robots have C4 blast gel
Yeah.
that they're able to put on things.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So the girls are up in the ducts, and the ducts have gotten really hot. So the robots have like turned up the temperature to like smoke the girls out, basically.
And Barbara Crampton's Susie is the beginning of her hysterical, whiny demise.
Yes.
She's now screaming and
It's
sweating.
like 30
about
minutes
how
of her hysterics.
how
man.
she has to get
At
out
least
of
it felt
here.
like that.
The other 2 girls are like, we need to keep going. And Susie's like, nope, my boyfriend needs me. I'm turning back. And she decides to like go down early.
What is pecking paws?
Peck and Pause is where the boys end up going. So
Okay.
the boys are able to get out around the robots, and they go to a place called Peck and Pause, which is a sporting goods store.
Got it.
And that's where they all gun up. They go immediately to the guns, a 12-gauge shotgun and what seems to be an AK-47.
Yeah, no. I wrote, don't worry, I've got the keys. So one of these boys has the keys to the store.
Well, his
and then
uncle-
there's like a rack of fucking guns, just like right there in the mall.
Well, that's... I mean, and you could do that at Walmart here today.
But the Walmart's not in the mall.
There are no malls.
That's true.
When this was out, there was full-on gun shops.
Yeah.
Not even like, we also sell basketballs and
Wait,
golf
in the mall
hoops.
there was gun shop?
There was a full-on gun shop.
I remember being weirded out when Cabela's had guns and Walmart had guns.
Why? Cabela's is nothing but hunting and
I don't
fishing and
know.
shit.
I don't know. I just remember weirding out.
Anyway, so yes, they have keys because the uncle owns the mall. They get in, and it's a 12-gauge shotgun for one boy, an AK-47 for another, and a giant Magnum handgun for Ferdy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this should work. Bullets do fuck all in this movie.
No.
There's so much shooting of these guns from here on out, and
Yeah.
they never once do a single thing other than make sparks.
So my next
Get
notes
so
are
annoyed at the ineffectuality of these guns.
they're pretty bad, but my next notes are synchronized walking. Is the robot bulletproof?
Yes. Okay. So basically, you're doing what I'm doing in a word. So as they get the guns, it does the lamest slow motion
Yes.
badass walk ever, but it's not slow motion. So they're just like stuntedly trying to look cool, and it's not working. And then the robots come and they shoot them a bunch of times, and the robots are absolutely bulletproof. These guns are, like I said, useless.
Right. So then Susie has another freak out.
Yeah.
And she basically breaks out of the vent. She's like, I can't do it anymore, and jumps out of them, wherever they fucking are.
And they jump down into kind of a hardware store where the girls now have a chance to weapon up.
Yeah.
They make these Molotov cocktails out of gas cans.
Right,
which
and I'm like,
isn't
why?
How
I'm like-
Molotov cocktails work. The whole idea is the bottle breaks and the gas spreads. These are these tiny tin
Yeah.
or tiny steel cans of gasoline that they're stuffing rags into.
That's literally what I wrote. Weird Molotov cocktail. I mean, with rag wicks. That's literally all they're doing is shoving a rag in the top of a gas can.
That's all it is.
Like,
And
it's not even a whole gallon. It's like a quart.
it's like a little tiny guy. It's kind of
Yeah.
cute. I've never seen him. It's like the juice box of gasoline cans.
Now, actually, while they're gearing up, the boys actually shoot down one of the robots. And there's
They-
robot blood.
Okay.
There's
What we
robot
missed-
blood.
What we missed was when they come out of Peck and Pause, they've also taken 3 propane tanks.
Yes.
So the bullets don't work, but they roll a propane tank in front of Robot 1, shoot it, and it blows up the robot, and the robot's on its side, and they're like, we got it. They're wrong, but
Right.
they think they got
But
it.
because we see robot blood, so.
Right.
Anyways.
So the girls are making their gas cans,
And the boys are making propane bombs.
Allison steps off to the side and picks up a road flare and puts it in her bra.
Yes, she does. She puts
So
a road flare in her
She
bra.
just decides that, hey, maybe this was good.
This might be handy later.
Hey, this might be a third act thing that I do.
Right. And then also Ferdy tries to fix the elevator because it's not going.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So what they're doing here is laying a trap.
Yeah.
The two boys are up on top with the 2 extra propane containers and like hosing it into the cab of the elevator. Ferdy is doing something with the elevator. And the idea is, this is a stretch.
They're going to like get him into the elevator and then blow it up.
They're lowering the tank-treaded robot into the elevator because they're going to run up the not working escalator.
Correct.
So this thing can't go upstairs.
Right.
Later in the movie, they can go up an escalator just fine as long as it's working.
Right.
But they, at this point, all of them get back together. The girls and the boys meet up. They run up the escalator, and the robot is smart enough to be like, well, I can't go up there. So it takes the elevator, which the kids then shoot down at. It's revealed that Allison is the meat girl is a good shot because her dad's a Marine. And hits the propane tank, and it blows up the elevator, which then falls into the depths of the mall, killing that robot.
Right. Okay. So Allison lights up the gas cans, but the robot goes right through it. Susie gets shot, and then the robot shoots her can, and she gets lit on fire.
Okay, well, we need to stick with that because that's awesome. So once the elevator... Let's see.
Skip this entire elevator scene. I literally wrote screaming.
And you said, that's a good note. I will remember.
I really... Yeah, she's like, I'm doing a good job of podcasting right now. I'm doing a really good job. Okay, so this might be a little out of order, the elevator to whatever, but we have to go around this part. The girls are trying out their gas bombs, right?
Yeah.
And Susie is having another one of her breakdown.
Yes.
She throws her gas bomb. Basically, during her freak out, she fucks up, and the robot is able to
Just go right through it.
go through the fire, shoot her, and then her own gas bomb that's still
Lights
in her
her
hand
on fire.
explodes.
Yeah.
This looks awesome.
It does.
It is a real actor on fire, laying on the ground, getting up with Barbara Crampton screaming 80 yard over it. It looks horrifying. It's terrifying looking because it's this young woman flailing on fire and falls down dead.
Right.
So,
then her boyfriend freaks out and gets upset, and then he shoots the robot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But to no avail. So anyway, as the elevator robot goes and dies, the kids are able to regroup back at the sandwich shop from the beginning.
Yeah, they're hiding in the diner.
Greg now is having a meltdown because his girlfriend just died and is picking fights. Everyone's trying to get him to calm down, but he's like, no, I'm just going to run out there. And they're like, no, look, Ferd has this idea about the master computer on the 3rd floor. If we shut down that computer, we can shut down the robots. Greg stands up with his gun and says, computer, huh? Let's go trash that fucker.
Let's go trash that fucker. Yes, he does say that. You missed the whole thing where, Ferdy, tells them, according to his calculations, that if they survive the night, they're going to be in Hawk to the mall for 85 years. I'm like, since when do, any financial conversations come into play in a fucking movie?
It's absolutely, yeah. It's a dumb little
It's a
aside.
dumb little thing.
But it's
Also,
trying to...
why would the workers who got trapped they would
Well,
sue the mall?
Exactly.
Well, also, literally any other person in this movie works at the mall. Rick and Linda, who's worried about having to pay the mall back, don't work there. The reason that they have this conversation is they're worried about money in their business.
Because they're mall. Okay. Greg runs away and they follow, but the robot.
They're all
finds them and
supposed
throws
to
them
be
off the
going to the
balcony.
master computer together, but
Yeah.
Greg is so fucking heated, he's
He
running
pulls
too
away.
far ahead.
Yeah.
And then he gets thrown over the railing
By
by
the
a robot. This is where we find out that the first robot that they blew up has slowly picked itself back up. So where we thought we were down to one robot, we actually do have
Still
two to deal with.
Yeah. So they run into a department store and they actually use the internal department store escalator to get up to the 3rd level. And the robots try to follow.
But it's a big metal shuttered door. So
Yeah.
the 2 robots that are still alive, number 3 has shown up now. He has green lasers. And they're both taking a slow ass time cutting through the metal shuttered doors.
Yes.
Now this scene all
I wrote a weirdly sparkly laser.
Yeah, there's some pretty sparkles in this.
Sparkles.
There's kind of purpley explosions and green explosions. These characters have now run into a department store that should have been the place where you fuck. It
Should
is
have been.
big. It's expansive. It's like
You go to different places.
It's like a
have privacy.
Nordstrom thing.
Yeah.
There's internal escalators that go to different
I
floors.
was going to say Jones store, but that doesn't exist no more.
That's still a thing. That's a good example, Lindsay. Yes. They get up to the 3rd floor and they all have little breakdowns where they're all like, we just need to stop for a second. They're like, but these robots are coming. But apparently the robots are taking so much time they can have a break.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite moment in the movie. They all get a little tense with one another. Half of them going, we got to keep going. The other half saying, we've got to rest. They're all heated at each other. And finally, they're like, stop, we have to get on the same page. And Linda just goes, it's all right. It's not you, Ferdy. And she slides down against the wall and says, I guess I'm just not used to being chased around in the mall in the middle of the night by killer robots.
Exactly what I wrote.
And everybody takes it seriously
Yeah.
and shakes their head earnestly at each other. And they all kind of like sit down and almost like cuddle. And it is hilarious.
It is pretty hilarious.
So time passes. They're all kind of napping.
Yeah, well, and this is where the robots cut through to
They
the kids.
finally get through.
But they hide among the mannequins.
The robots finally get through, which wake the kids up, and they go, the robots are here, so let's set up a fake out. So they set up a whole like line of mannequins, which is fucking stupid because these robots should be able to know what a mannequin is versus a human. And then they hide behind the mannequins and shoot with guns that haven't worked this entire time. But what they
shoot
do is pull sheets off of set up mirrors from behind them, and the lasers then bounce off the mirrors, hitting one of the robots, and the robot is electrocuted and starts being a whirling dervish of death as it's just shooting lasers around and around and around.
Okay.
As the whirling dervish goes around, Linda gets hit by the green laser. Her husband, Rick, screams her name, jumps on a golf cart with his little gun, and like very slowly rams this third thing and gets electrocuted and dies. It looks exactly like a suicide. It doesn't look like a valiant attempt. It just looks like he went to die.
Right. So at this point now, there's just 2 humans left and
It's
one
just
robot.
Allison Ferdy
And one robot.
and one robot, and they decide they got to go find the computer.
They split up and they go into separate hallways.
Yes. So immediately Allison wants to split up, which I think is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And they're both now in the back corridors of the mall, where
Right.
there's like little just drywall hallways.
Yeah. And then the robot finds Allison.
Yeah, and corners her.
And she screams for Ferdy, which she just split up from. So why the fuck she do that?
And also, hilariously, the robot corners her and is just waving its arms in the air. It's not shooting a laser at all. It's just waving its arms at her. And
Is this the one that was hurt before?
No, that one actually blew up. We kind of
Okay.
glossed past
That's
it.
all right.
This is OG pink laser #1 that got back up. Ferd comes running in and shoots the robot point
And then
blank.
it starts
in
going,
its-
laser malfunction, laser
Yeah,
malfunction,
shoots it
laser
point
malfunction.
blank in the visor. And so now apparently it doesn't have its
laser.
laser.
So he runs out of bullets. And he just throws the gun at the robot.
And then he throws a fire extinguisher on the wall at the robot, which the robot picks up and throws at him, knocking him clean the fuck out.
And then, he knocks out and is bleeding from the head. We think he could be dead. So Allison is now alone, final girl. She runs off. Robot follows. Bad music, I wrote.
Allison gets to a pet store.
Yes.
And this is where things get real dire.
Yeah.
Because there are legit...
There's snakes and tarantulas
Just
and...
wait. No. You're going way too hard on this pet store.
Okay.
There are puppies and kittens all sitting there, and they're real. This is like they're using
It is
the
a
mall.
real pet store.
And it made me so sad that we used to have pet stores like this.
We did.
Where
And they
these
were so
poor
much fun.
little fucking
If our parents let us
animals-
in there.
Our poor little fucking animals just sleep in tiny cages in a mall all night long just to be like gawked at all day long.
Fine. You're making it
It's-
sound bad.
It is bad. It sounds like a real bad life. But Allison hides underneath this rack of puppy cages and kind of puts a dog food bag. This robot navigates itself expertly through this store until it just decides to knock over 2 cages.
Yeah.
Those cages, those aquariums, contain 5 tarantulas and a snake.
Yep.
And they're all crawling around and squirming on the floor.
And crawling on her.
They start crawling up Allison's arms. The snake starts crawling up her pant leg, and she has to be quiet because the robot's there looking.
But then the robot leaves.
The robot leaves.
But then something else crawls on her and she freaks out and a robot returns.
Yeah, she has a little tiny eep when she brushes something off. And then it's just they're running around.
And they're running around and then she hangs off a railing
Yeah.
onto a lower floor.
But just to be clear, all the puppies and the kittens
Not
they live.
touched.
Not touched.
It was scary.
And nobody steps on a tarantula.
Not that we know
no,
of.
there is no
There's no animal death.
Evident animal death
Yeah.
in this.
So Allison
that's-
is hanging off the
That's what I
railing
was
from-
really worried about.
Yeah.
That the robot was going to come
The
in and
moment-
just start decimating puppies.
The moment I saw the puppies, I was like, how shitty is this movie?
No! Okay, so Allison's hanging off a railing onto a lower floor to hide from the robot.
Right.
Okay?
And at this point, I'm just looking around going, what's House of Almonds? That's a whole store? What's
They
the
sell almond paste and chocolate covered almonds and yogurt
That
covered
seems
almonds.
like a pretty 2025.
It does,
store.
not a
Just
1985 store.
Just almond milk and almond flour
Except for,
and almond extract.
Almond milk is medieval, so it's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So
And I'm like, what's the movie theater playing? Oh, Crush Groove?
what's that?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so she's hanging off the railing and she's hiding, but she can't hold on long, and she falls onto a tented store, like one of those,
Luckily-
one of those kiosks in the floor on the
And
below.
luckily, it's a stuffed animal hut.
It is,
Because
luckily.
filled with stuffed animals.
So then she crawls towards the paint store.
Yeah.
And then she pulls that flare from her bra, and she jumps through a plate glass window to get inside.
And, okay, so...
And then she throws a bunch of paint on the floor, because, it must be oil-based paint.
It must be oil-based.
It
That's
has
what
to be
I said.
oil-based paint, because she's, like, thinking flammable.
She's getting varnish as well. As soon as
Yeah.
she starts throwing the paint, I'm like, latex paint isn't going to. But there's labels on it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so I guess this is a store of just oil-based
Oil-based paint, yeah. So then the robot goes into the store, and she leaves. And then, I guess, have a nice day.
Yeah,
And she lights up the flare and throws it at the
You were
flammable
stepping
paint.
over all the cool-ass lines. She turns around. The robot on his tank treads can't get any traction on the paint she's poured everywhere. And she lights her bra flare and
that.
goes, have a nice day.
Yeah.
And flings the flare, and the whole store explodes.
Okay.
The charred remains of it are clicking inside.
The robot burns. Yeah. And then Ferdy survived.
Then she looks and Ferdy's up, and
He's like, hey!
dabbing his head wound with a whole roll of toilet paper.
He's like, yes, he is. He's like holding a whole roll of which is hilarious.
And they both have a hug.
He's like, hey, nice shot.
Yeah, they said that earlier because of the
Yeah,
able
he
to
literally
shoot.
just says, hey, nice shot, and they hug, and then is the end of the fucking movie. Don't tell me there's an after credit scene.
There absolutely
God
is.
damn it!
There absolutely is.
Didn't watch it. God damn it!
Never have I been more sure that you have not seen the end of this movie.
Literally at this point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn off the movie because like the dog is staring at me, and the commercial comes on because like it was no commercials for the most.
Can I
of
just
the
say,
movie.
as an actual wanter of watching movies, I get these as DVDs when I can.
Yeah.
Because watching these things with these apps, they go, you don't want to watch the credits. You don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And they start throwing up ads and
Well,
little
and
things
it
or
did
going on to the next video. And you have to find the little X and the little
Sure.
thing
To
constantly
be
to be
like,
like,
no.
To be fair, like the credits here are showing me like Barbara Crampton as Susie. They're like showing me things. I'm like, okay, this movie's over. So
what I want to say is the credits are kind of unique for this type of movie and cool, where it actually shows a moment of,
of the movie.
of
Yeah.
the character and freeze frames and puts their actor name
it is.
under
It does do that.
It does that for a bunch of them. With Linda's character, it cuts with her head exploding.
Oh shit! Really?
And puts her name under it, which I'm like, that's mean.
Yeah, that was mean.
And then it goes to the normal credits. Then it fades back in.
Oh my God.
And robot number 4 exits and rolls towards the screen and says, thank you, have a nice day.
What?
And it ends.
I mean, that's really cute. I wish I would have seen it.
They were like, we're going to make a sequel to this movie. It was amazing.
They have
it was
threatened
so
a remake
bad.
of this movie. There's this.
I mean,
of all
there's
movies,
something
this one
here.
could do a remake.
This
for
is
sure.
this is a movie where I feel like somebody could have done it better. For sure. Like we could have had like a very good movie here.
We could update this and talk about how we.
Give me characters I like. Give me characters I don't like. Instead of all these vanilla people like give a shit nothing about.
You did not like Barbara Crampton in this movie.
I did not. I felt like she was so annoying. Susie, she was like my nemesis
You
here.
can definitely talk about how we don't put human workers first before property.
Yeah.
And just go with that.
Yeah,
with these
absolutely. You
robots.
could say something.
They didn't really. I mean, that's kind of just there as like obvious in this because it's the 80s. They're like, we don't care about humans. We do care about our stuff. But we could like redo this and make it a really effective, fun flick.
Well, yeah, with the advances in technology and AI especially.
Drones
now,
and stuff going through the mall.
Yeah.
And
Except
just
for
being like,
where would you
and
do
they're-
it? Because there's
and
no
they're
mall.
like, you know,
That's true.
are the robots going to take our jobs? Like, literally.
Robots taking
They
jobs.
wouldn't even need to be security. They could be, like, fucking cashiers.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, there's a couple things like Y2K. There's some stuff that I haven't seen yet that
Yeah.
might dip into this. But also, I would do it in like the last great mall in America that's still a mall because it's also a tourist attraction, but thing from the past.
Okay,
Is
I
like
like
that
that idea of
Minnesota
that. You
Mall
do that,
still a
yeah.
thing?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
Mall
is.
of
Mall of America
Mall
still
of
there.
America.
It's still
Yeah.
there.
Do
Yeah.
it there and just be like, this isn't so much about like the House of Almonds, but it is about like, this is the last place you could have a mall experience. Did you see Stranger Things? Come and experience a Stranger Things attraction. And then animatronic bad guys come and start fighting. It's there.
Yeah, no, there's something there.
TM, Creature Popcast.
We're going to call it Flopping Mall.
No, I don't like that.
Was bad.
That sounds like giant bunnies running around.
Well, okay. Now I'm back in.
It takes place at Easter.
Yeah, in the East. Okay. I'm doing this off mic. Thank God that's over. I just need to know, do we have a question from John?
In a post-apocalyptic scenario, what are you choosing to gear up with?
Where are we?
Yeah, I feel like
That's tricky.
Are we in like Walmart where anything's possible?
Let's say you can't have a gun. Because, like,
no problem.
It could happen anywhere. It could happen. You could be at your house. You could be at the diner. You got no guns.
I mean, for me, I feel like the machete is a good choice.
The question is what we're doing, not where we want to be.
Yeah. What are you grabbing as a weapon? I guess it's sort of, what are you making a weapon that maybe wasn't necessarily always supposed to be a weapon?
Okay. Sure. What are we making a weapon?
A couple things. Like, I don't really love Denzel Washington's Equalizer movies. They're kind of dad fodder and they're diminishing returns. But the first one, he is a dude.
That's the Queen Latifah TV show, right?
No, I'm talking
it was
about...
making sure.
Yeah, it was a movie first.
It was a television show first, then they made it into a trilogy of movies, and then they rebooted the television
into a TV show. Okay.
The trilogy of movies is Anton Fuqua and Denzel Washington, who do a lot of movies together all the way back to Training Day.
Okay.
And they're literally just like dad movies.
Cut.
Old men know everything and are trying desperately to hide how cool they are until the bad guys come and they have to show you how cool they are.
Got it.
Anyway, he's trying to just live his life in a Home Depot as a Home Depot worker. And the third act is all the bad guys come to his Home Depot. And I'm like, this is the worst place in the world for bad guys. Because a Home Depot is where I want to be for this stuff.
Yeah.
All of that is laying groundwork for what I want. I don't know. Now I'm stumped.
You're stumped.
You know that wet saw that I saw earlier today on that show?
Yeah, that was huge. That was awesome.
That's too unwieldy, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like, a small chainsaw would be good. Even just, like, a big sledgehammer would be good. Obviously, always a machete. Always a machete.
I think a machete's good. A chainsaw is too...
but it has
in
gas.
Real life,
It'll only last for a small amount of time.
And the chain itself is going to fuck up.
It will,
It'll jam. Chainsaws
gas
jam so
or batteries or something. Yeah, something that I would think that you can just power yourself. You don't have to be dependent on anything.
Some sort of belt-propelled thing where it just shoots saw blades at people.
Honestly, I mean, if I'm allowed, a nail gun is right there.
Oh, a nail gun. That would be perfect. Again, that's corded, though.
It could be battery powered.
Yeah, but at some point, your battery dies.
Yeah.
Here's
so that, again, you end up with a blade.
In this scenario, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm not going to last fighting against zombies or marauders. I'm going to have a light sledgehammer. Not even 16 pound. I'm talking something that I could just wield
16 pounds can be hurtful at the right...
16 pounds heavy.
That could be hurtful. I mean, I could swing a 18-pound kettlebell.
So...
But not
over my head.
Graceful, not in a way.
Well, if I take a couple circles around.
I just say a normal ass claw hammer is super effective.
Yeah, just a regular hammer.
Yeah,
but that's really close to somebody. I kind of want to just like throw things at, like little tiny hatchets.
So I have seen the effects of a paintball gun on a person.
Ooh, that's not Home Depot though. But a paintball gun is a good idea.
It's painful as fuck.
But those also take air canisters. So all of this stuff is you're going to go through the thing that propels.
So at the end of the day, an axe is the answer.
I want one of those firemen, like those, I don't know,
fireman
axes, but an axe that is weighted on the back so you could spin it and also
Yes.
Let's
so,
do that.
Because of the place that I work, I've had to go through that run, hide, fight training.
Yep, me too.
And
have you had to go through training about how to pack a bullet wound yet?
No.
That's our new one.
No, we haven't been through that. We just had to go through...
I have to do CPR training soon.
We just had to go through run, hide, fight. And I just remember in that... Because, there's first try to run away, can't run away, try to hide. And then your last resort is to fight. And I remember in the training, because there was a cop that gave the training, he was like, so when you go back to your offices or your desks or wherever you work, I want you to look around your office and see
What are weapons?
what could be a weapon if you needed it.
Pencil.
And that has been in my head since then. And now, because of the job I work, we have we have a shop. So we have more. So I'm like, this is the place to be, because we have a mini Home Depot. Like, we got drills, we got pipe wrenches, we got blades for days, we got tin snips, I got drywall saws,
all that,
I
but
got
it's-
screwdriver after screwdriver after screwdriver. And then we just got stuff that just heavy. Just throw it at
Fire
people.
extinguisher.
So this
So I'm
is,
just like, this is the place. In the run, hide, fight.
So we hide in the shop. Got it.
Taking
So-
everybody into the shop.
I have
like,
a shop.
put it in
It's
a
just on the
shop.
other side of the building.
so this
for
is
me.
a little lame because I don't play a bunch of video games, but every once in a blue moon, one clicks with me and I play a lot of it. There's a game called Dead Rising, zombie game, took place in a mall, and the whole thing was how many zombies could be on screen at a time and what you could do with the environment. And you could make weapons out of anything. And this guy, you could, if you found some duct tape and some saw blades, he would just duct tape saw blades as this, and you would go around and punch zombies
Love
like
it.
this.
I love it.
And so yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. I love it.
Maybe
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, because the shop is on the other side of the plant from me. In my office, somehow we got attacked. I think the first thing I would do would run and get a fire extinguisher because they're fucking heavy.
they're
You know?
heavy.
They're heavy.
They just
I don't really
do
have
much.
anything
It's just
else.
chemicals.
Oh no, I'm
dust.
just gonna slam it at your head. I'm not gonna.
You could also first, from far away, spray it in somebody's eyes. I mean, it's
could.
not going to, like, well, it might blind them.
until
don't
I
know.
get to the
It's not
shop
gonna be
where all
great,
the weapons
but it's just
are.
gonna
Unless the
bug 'em a little
maintenance
bit.
guy left his cart
I
somewhere
don't,
in
I
between.
don't want to diminish how effective things like bear spray is.
Yeah.
Stuff that is designed to shoot
I don't have any of that.
at a distance in a
Yeah.
stream. Yeah, but I'm talking about in
And
this
all
scenario.
of that is to say, in the run, hide, fight scenario, the idea is that someone is coming at you with a semi-automatic weapon. That's why fight is last,
You
because
don't.
they're like...
Yeah.
That's how this
But
is.
if your back's against the wall and you're like, my options are to sit here and let myself die, or at least try a little,
throw a mug full of pins at his head,
yeah.
I'm going to do that
I'm
before.
gonna go into my secret closet and crawl into the drop ceiling because it's one of the only places in my lettering plant that has a fucking drop ceiling.
No, unfortunately, in this era, I think about dying at my work almost every day, especially on
I
weekends.
hate that, Mikey.
It's just how it is. Where I work is a little different than my like places of mine, where I also have event spaces during basically spring to fall. There are bands and there are farmers markets and there's all kinds of stuff that's just perfect for somebody to be like, I want to fuck up a place with a
Right.
gun. It's a mass shooting event waiting to happen. And of course, with all the training that is required, you just start thinking about like, when I hear that gun go off, where am I going? And you're not going to get the weapons. You know what I mean? You're not going far. You're going to either get lucky or not. I've thought about how effective it might be to just lay down and fake being dead. And probably not very, because I probably wouldn't effectively be able to lay still.
I have a window in my office. Can I break that glass?
Yeah, because the first one is run.
Yeah.
Run is the first thing.
If you can run...
But now, now I have to get a weapon in my office so that I can
No,
break the glass.
you have to keep running.
No, I need to find one to keep in my office so I can break the glass. In case of emergency, break glass.
The glass
think we
breaker
have-
things.
Oh, yeah,
they make
yeah,
them.
yeah,
They're just
yeah.
little. They're just so pointed at the perfect, so that
perfect.
you like smack
Yeah.
it and the glass just.
There
I
you
think
go.
we've
Perfect.
officially crossed into not answering the apocalypse question and talking about
How do we escape our own workplace?
our own workplace, which is frighteningly close to the same conversation.
Yeah, it is. That's true. It is
Proud
frightening.
to be an American.
Don't sing that song. I feel like that song is now playing in my head.
And on that note, do you guys have a question for John? Let us know on Instagram or at creaturepop@gmail.com. You have just been pretty into another episode of the Creature Popcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. You could hear her at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. She won't be caught dead in our control room. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for all of our music. Our art is made by myself and Lindsay. You can get all of our episodes and our merch and a great discount on Virgin Slims at creaturepop.com. Just enter promo code, I don't know. Goodbye, John.
Bye, John.